Hey guys, Freddie Harteis here. I'm excited because we're rolling through the summer into the fall, and now is the time to grab your favorite trail camera. This is mine. The Covert cameras are a dream come true for us. They do it all. They have cellular cameras as well as non-cellular, but there's many tips in which you need to think about as you go out there and set your cameras. Number one, I love putting cameras on field edges. You got to understand, wildlife love to take the path of least resistance. So that being said, field edges, ditches, areas in which they can merge and walk through trails and right out into the field, those are the places in which you're going to catch a lot of activity. Number two, when you deal with brush, what we need to do is make sure we're prepared. Make sure you have adequate tools to be able to cut brush, weed whacker to cut grass, high grass, different things, different issues that you're going to run into, because these cameras, they are going to catch the movement of whatever's in front of them. So I make sure they have a clear path where we're not catching 1,000 pictures of things we do not want, and that is debris, grass, limbs, whatever it may be. The third thing is set your areas up for success and access, meaning what we want to do is these places that are their bedding areas and the places that are very sketched to be able to go in and out of, we want to get in there now, set these cameras that are cellular, because they're going to give us all the data we need, and we're not going to be in and out of there. I prefer the non-cellular cameras in all the easy areas that we can go check and figure out and just kind of catch inventory, because we all know there's a little difference in price between cellular and non-cellular cameras, and we don't want to break the bank. The fourth thing is set the date and time and then reset your camera to on to make sure that the date and time did set correctly, because to find the data you need to know when these animals are passing through. And I've screwed it up in the past, and I've actually not reset cameras, and it give me false data at different times. So that is very important. And the last thing is the camera height. To me, camera height is everything. In the West, I have a tendency of hanging cameras higher because obviously a lot of predators, bears love to play with your cameras. And I use little sticks or little debris that I can post behind the camera. So as I set the camera up, it'll tilt the camera forward a little bit and capture what else is there. Now, here on the East Coast where I am right now, I have no problem lowering cameras where they're catching all of the area out in front of them. So in the West, I hang high. In the East, I kind of hang low. But bottom line is, that's your preference. You just got to make sure when you're setting those cameras, make sure that you check within each camera. Most of them do have a monitor, and you can actually see where it's taking pictures, and you can see the backdrop in which it's doing so. So that's very helpful. And before you leave, make sure that's in the right place at the right time. And these are just a few tips. As I get out there and I've set a bunch of cameras out, I use cellular and non-cellular, and in the state of Pennsylvania, I can use both. In Colorado, I use non-cellular, and then I use cellular only for surveillance. So just so you know, there's a valuable place for these cameras all over, and to me, this is the best camera on the market. Check yourself out some Covert. They're the best in the business. Go get you some.